Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily reading for Thursday the 12th of December 2019. I'm using the Sacred Earth Oracle for today's reading. This is a deck made up of 45 cards, and you can see how beautiful these cards are. They have nothing to do with the tarot. It's a completely different divination system, and there's a guidebook inside. I want to use these today to have a look at what Thursday the 12th is all about and what the cards want to tell us. So if you're doing this for yourself, simply set the intention. How can I use the energy of Thursday the 12th to make it the best day of my life? Or how can I get the most out of that day? What is it that I can do? First of all, what's the energy like? And how can I use it to come out on top? Oh, I love this. Alchemy, Rediscovery, and Brilliance. Just making sure they're all in the screen so you can see. The first one is so beautiful. It's like the Hamsa, excuse my pronunciation, but when I was in Israel, every shop you went to, you could buy a pendant with this hand, and it usually has, well, sometimes it has an eye in it, and then you can also buy the evil eye everywhere. It guards you against the evil eye. And this hand, this fiery hand with the sun at the center, represents your identity and who you are as an individual, someone who takes action on earth. Our hands, our thumbs, it's because of this tiny little limb that we've been able to make the wheel and electricity and everything we've got because of this thing. And that's the only thing really that makes us so powerful. So own your power and realize that when you get involved in a situation, you can completely transform it. You're an alchemist. You can totally change a situation that you get involved in. If there's a project and it's really lukewarm and everyone's kind of given up on it and it's not going to work, and you come into that project with a fresh pair of eyes, you see the amazing potential in the project, you're hugely enthusiastic and fired up about it, and you say, wow, and you do something amazing with it. The other people are just left blinking because you've taken something that was beyond saving as far as they were concerned, and you've turned it into something brilliant, something that shines and burns brightly. The second card is Rediscovery. And it's interesting that we have all these doorways going inwards. It's like those Russian dolls. Because rediscovery is rediscovering your inner child. That's why they've put a child here and not a grown woman. And we have the sun again. It's about your identity. It's about rediscovering your inner child, so your true self, not the one that is caged away because of fear and is locked away in a little safe at the very back corner of your mind. Rediscover that today. It's where your power comes from. I read a book a few years ago called The Velvet Rage, and it talked about how people partition their lives into different fragments. So you're born the way you are, and then you suddenly realize that certain traits go down very well with other people. So for instance, you have a lovely way of speaking, you discover, and people laugh and love to listen to you. But you also have, for example, a really aggressive streak, and you attack people when they cross you, and they don't like that. So you say, okay, the aggressive thing, I obviously can't do anymore. So let's take that aggressive part of myself and let's take her and let's lock her away in a safe where no one is ever going to see her again. And I'm only going to bring out the most beautiful parts of myself so that I can have a good life, that I don't have problems with other people, and that I can be a little light. Now, the reality is that you're not a little light, you're a huge light. And you're not meant to hide yourself away in the warehouses of your brain. What you're meant to do is you're not meant to fit in, because brilliant people who are alchemists and who turn things around completely by using their authentic self and their talent and their mind and their ability to make sense of things, that's when really wonderful, practical circumstances arise in life. And the final card, Brilliance, we have a woman surrounded by patterns and beautiful colors. And it's almost like she's melting into the colors. So she's part of these she's just part of the paint. She's so brilliant as an artist that she's become one with her craft. So it's not just her brilliant paintings that are exhibited. She is now morphing into the art herself. It's the point where you're doing something that is truly from a soul level, in the innermost secret part of yourself that you draw upon. And you're brave to do that, because taking that inner part of yourself out and putting it back in the world could be really scary, and it's going to feel really scary. What if I get aggressive again and people run away from me? What if this is a major flop and it's the one thing that I've always cared about and that I've always wanted to do, and I've packed it away because it's been so special to me, and I never wanted anyone to get near it and harm it, and that's why I've hidden it. I'm now coming out of the spiritual closet, and I'm going to transform myself into the brilliant artist, the brilliant spirit, this brilliant, creative, independent individual, this ray of light, this sunshine, this hub of power, which is what you are. I'm going to rediscover that today. And by rediscovering it, I transform it into something physical. I mean, it doesn't get much more physical than the hand. The hand is the most basic thing that we use to dig in the dirt and to put one brick onto another. And it's through that simple practicality that you become one with your art, you become one with your spiritual self, and that then opens the door to a million different opportunities, because some of you are going to rediscover your aptitude for mathematics. And it's always been a secret passion of yours. You read a geometry book when you were 13 and you loved it, but you were scared that people were going to call you a nerd, so you put the maths away. You do something with the maths, you study it at Harvard, and you become one of the most brilliant mathematicians on the planet, who then helps other people. Maybe you discover a part of yourself that is very, very, very religious and very devout, and you feel the presence of Jesus, and you're very Christian, for example. And again, you kept that to yourself because you were in a family that was pretty much atheist. And if you'd said anything about your true belief and that you wanted to become a nun at 18, as soon as you were of age, you put that away because you knew, or you do know, that your family would absolutely abhor that idea. they'd laugh at you, they would not support you. If you have the courage today to rediscover that part of yourself, and I'm saying courage because a lot of people don't want to open these doors up again. The partitioning of the self sometimes is permanent when that person is not willing to open those doors again. And it's only when you open all of those doors, all of those things about yourself that you've partitioned off, the aggression, the bitterness, the jealousy. It's until you open those doors and you let it all in and you embrace yourself as a whole, that's when you become this hand. That's when you can rediscover and suck in this energy, which then explodes out of you and becomes something physical and practical that you do today that's going to be a masterpiece. So you're able to rediscover and implement your maximum potential on planet Earth. Each one of us has something inside of us that is brilliant, because the universe is brilliant. There is brilliance on planet Earth, therefore it is within us. Everything that is outside of us is inside of us. Macrocosm is the microcosm. So if on a microcosmic level you're putting parts of yourself in little coffins, it's no wonder that you're unhappy, and it's no wonder that you feel empty, because you've split yourself in loads of little pieces. So gather all of that back up. Stop caring what other people think. I know it's easily said, harder to do. But as RuPaul says, it's really true. What other people think of me is none of my business. And don't let people live rent-free in your head. If you're thinking about someone all the time, how they upset you, how they're making your life a misery, how difficult everything is, that you're giving that person so much power over you. And they're sitting there rent-free and just giving you the poison. And you're doing it to yourself. So let all of that go. Act as if you are brilliant. So just today, in the morning, just for the sake of it, just to appease me, Gregory Scott, okay? Just say in the morning, wow, I am brilliant. And by doing that, you're going to put yourself in the right mindset, first of all, that brilliance is a possibility when it comes to you. Because then the little girl who's shy is able to come out, be hugged and embraced by your adult grown self. You can reintegrate the child into your grown, powerful adult self, and then you can have an impact on planet Earth. You can make a dent in the universe, as Steve Jobs said. So this is a life-changing day. It's a wonderful day of discovering how brilliant you really are inside, and you're an alchemist by turning yourself from someone who doubts themselves, someone who isn't sure of themselves. You turn that into someone today who is all power, who is at one with what their life purpose is, someone who is at one with their vocational job talents. She is doing what she was born to do on planet Earth, and that's why she's so brilliant at what she does. So if you're uncertain of what you're supposed to do job-wise, if you're uncertain about who you're meant to be or who you really are without all of the input from your family and friends and judges, and who are you really? That is the biggest and most valuable discovery that you can ever make in your life. So this is a day that is so important, and the reading is done now for the day. Numerology wise, I can just say 3 because there are 3 cards, but I mean, that doesn't really mean much. 3, I would say, is new beginnings and thinking. And yes, you are rediscovering something. So there is a new beginning to it. And you're being an alchemist, so you're transforming your thinking and you're starting something new. So that makes sense. But the personal message for me in this reading, ever since I've been alive, whenever I close my eyes, I see a red hand, the outline of this hand, and it's red. It's everything's totally black. Then it's this red outline of that hand, and it has sparks and flames coming from the top of it. And I've never seen a card with the Hamsa in it like this. And the message for me, and I think the message for all of you guys, is that even you, so the cards are even speaking to you today and to me. Never underestimate your power and how powerful you are, and refuse, as of today, to believe anything that minimizes you or that makes you smaller. Today, you are realizing that you are the center of your own universe, and that what comes out does not need to be censored and filtered so that other people like it, and so that you feel like you're protecting this inner child, when the reality is that you are now being authentic. You express whatever it is you feel, and that's what adds power and value to the world. And some people will like it, and some people will despise it. And when someone despises what you do, then you know you've made it. Because if people have such an emotional response, you know you're having an effect, and the people who will like your work will really like it. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to take some time for myself as well on this day to really make use of all of this energy that's coming through and information that we have access to at the moment. If you'd like a personal reading with me to look at your life purpose or your vocational aptitudes or love, romance, relationship, money, where you ought to live, when the best time is to move, any of those things, please get in touch with me via the website gregoryscott.com. On the front page, just click on the button to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I don't use oracle cards usually. I use the tarot, I use astrology and numerology, and I use my intuition, which talks to me when I use practical physical tools like these oracle cards, because you can feel them and look at them and touch them. So I can answer any questions if you have any. Just get in touch via the website. If you do like this video, then please hit subscribe and share the video online. That would be ever so generous of you. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.